He's been held in detention for 12 years without charge. I don't need to remind you that that is criminal. The Westminster legal system's premise is that we are all innocent until we are proven guilty. So we're here, folks, to let you know that our legal system is so corrupted that they can hold a man in detention for 12 years without charge. He's committed no crime in Great Britain or anywhere else in the world, and yet America thinks they can just grab him and drag him back to America and put him before a spy court, call him a spy. I mean, it would be laughable if it wasn't so criminal. They're accusing Julian Assange of espionage. Ponder that for 1 second. A journalist, probably one of the best known journalists in the world, is being charged under the Espionage Act. We all know that spies hide their identity. They hide the information that they get. Julian Assange isn't hiding. He's gone public. He wants to inform us of the criminal behaviour of our governments in invading countries all around the world. We don't want war. When John Howard took us into Iraq in 2003, we hit the streets in Australia alone in the hundreds of thousands. And yet our government lied to us, told us that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction, which was a lie. It was such a transparent lie, and yet they went ahead. Criminal behaviour. Julian has confirmed that criminal behaviour. He's produced the evidence of it, and that's why they're pursuing him. Because Julian's goal is to end these endless wars. And we need to stand beside him, because this is counterproductive to the well-being of Earth. This is it's less than 1%. It's 1% of 1% of the world that profits from war at the expense of the 99.99%. Tomorrow, December the 10th, International Human Rights Day tomorrow, we'll be standing outside Albo's office at 334A Marrickville Road, Marrickville, to remind Albo, well, they won't be there tomorrow, will they? But we'll be reminding his electorate, who I'd like to add are very supportive of our actions there. We've been standing outside his office every Thursday at 11 o'clock. And one of our signs has honk for Julian. So it's become a bit of a tradition in Marrickville now. If you're driving up Marrickville Road, as you pass Albo's office, you honk your horn. So folks, remember tomorrow, if you want to do something, Albo's office in Marrickville, and the following Thursday and every Thursday, we'll be there to remind Anthony Albanese and his staffers and his electorate of this gross injustice that must be dealt with immediately. Immediately. We cannot wait one day longer. It's now imperative.
Free Julian Assange! Hey folks, you know who this is? It's Julian Assange. And this is about the government standing up for our citizens. That's their job. We cannot let our citizens just be thrown in jail anywhere in the world and have the government do absolutely nothing. This is the most important issue in the world at the moment because it's about the rights of the people with respect to the rights of our government. And in a true democracy, the government is accountable to the people, but if the people are lied to by the government and the media, then of course we don't get a very good situation for the masses, the citizens. So it's a very, very important issue. It's about human rights being respected by governments and governments not committing crimes against their citizens, which they do in dictatorships, and or even assassinate them or put them in dungeons and or disappear them. This is dictatorship stuff. And what we're seeing at the moment with the rolling out of all of these totalitarian systems of censorship and silencing of free speech and silencing of doctors and experts saying things that are not in accordance with what the government wants them to say and cancelling them. And now the prospect of introducing central bank digital currencies where people's bank accounts can be frozen by various public officials that we don't even know who they'll be or how they'll be accountable, whether there'll be any kind of public scrutiny of these things and genuinely enforceable penalties for malfeasance and corruption. So the Assange matter is the most important matter in the world. It's about the rights of the people to know what their government's doing and to hold their government accountable and not be thrown in prison. And that's why Julian Assange is in prison, because the politicians don't want us to know what they're doing in our name because they're committing terrible crimes in various places. So it's very, very important that the people are well informed, that we have better debate, and we can have a peaceful society and we can have a friendly world.
Hi folks. I'd like to welcome you all to the 159th week of Julian Assange Sydney Town Hall gatherings. If we wish to defeat government and corporate corruption, we need to free Julian Assange. The only reason Julian is not free is because governments and corporations actively conspire to silence his voice of truth. This is not a theory. This is a fact. Corrupt governments and corporations work together to maintain their power. Their power comes from our ignorance. Their power comes from our apathy. When government and corporate media tell us anything, it is with the aim of distracting us from any truth that has the potential to empower us, and instead breeds apathy and division. Armed with the truth, decent people are motivated to act effectively in the interests of humanity. Through not knowing the truth, decent people remain powerless, apathetic, or work counterproductively on divisive activities. Truth gives us power. Truth unites us and allows us to act effectively. With the truth, we are empowered to defeat corruption that we all know must ultimately be defeated. Julian Assange revealed to the world that governments and corporations work together as a combined force for undemocratic control. When we realise how corrupt systems operate, we realise governments and corporations use their combined power to oppress all of us. And we learn that the media propaganda is used to suggest that our oppression is entirely democratic. Irrational fears are used to distract us from democracy and our empowerment. Julian Assange is completely innocent. Yet he has been illegally detained for 12 years. Julian Assange showed us the truth about government and corporate corruption. Julian Assange is a glitch in the matrix that is waking many people up. We all need to wake up and be empowered if we are going to defeat corruption at the highest levels. We live in a society controlled by a very deep hierarchical corporate structure. People who work within this corporate structure must carry out orders they receive from their superiors or risk losing their positions within that structure. Those right at the top of this corporate hierarchy are non-responsive to the ordinary people on the street. The notion that we live in a democracy is a facade promulgated by politicians and the mainstream media. We should not be fooled into thinking our politicians, the corporate media and elections have anything to do with real democracy. The Podesta emails released by WikiLeaks in 2016 revealed that at the height of the global financial crisis, a soon-to-be-elected Barack Obama received a list of names from the giant banking corporation Citigroup. The list of names was advice on the composition of Obama's cabinet should he win the election. The Citigroup list matched almost exactly the membership of Obama's later cabinet. A cabinet picked by Citigroup cannot be described as looking after the interests of the people, and Obama's action of bailing out the big banks bears this out. Democracy is dependent on people acting in unity. And for that unity to be sustained, it makes sense for people to be truthfully informed. Julian Assange is a key figure in the advancement of our knowledge of truth. We cannot allow his voice or what he stands for to be suppressed through the machinations of the corrupted system. We must empower ourselves with truthful information to defeat corruption. We must all wake up. We must free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free decision. No extradition. There is absolutely only one decision, and that is no extradition. Thank you.
So we had
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange.
Free Julian Assange!
There's a microphone there.
Oh yeah.
You want me to film you?
I don't know, I can't.
You can say Julian,
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Only one decision.
There's only one decision! No extradition! There's only one decision! No extradition! There's only one decision! No extradition! Free Julian Assange!
Thank you.
So what it was about the insurance company. Usual troublemakers like this to set up people didn't really claim their insurance.
Where are you guys from?
They're not allowed to say, otherwise they get CIA, I guess.
CIA annual ball.
Yeah.
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
And also, like, I get like
One of those ambulance, silent ambulance. One of those silent ambulances that they have now.
Well, they've been ordered to turn their sirens off
Yeah.
because otherwise they'd be constantly.
Upsetting everyone. Free Julian Assange!
Inmate
Oh, mate!
Julian Assange.
Inmate!
Our mate.
Julian Assange!
Inmate
Our mate!
Julian Assange.
Inmate!
Our mate.
Julian Assange!
There is only one decision.
No extradition!
Only one decision.
No extradition!
Free.
Julian Assange!
Free.
Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Julian Assange. Completely supported. Free Julian Assange. Freedom.
Free Julian Assange!
There's some other petitions there.
Assange.